Hey, John, y'all go ahead and stand up. Everybody stand up.
Good morning, everyone. We're starting a little bit early. If there's anyone that has retained a lawyer, expected lawyer to be here today, just let me know and we'll wait until the lawyer comes on. But there is a little bit of information that I need to provide to you, and I can start that now. This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court. I'm here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. But should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you. So please don't discuss the facts of your case. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights: to the presumption of innocence, to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, to a speedy and public trial by jury, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense, and to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail. These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you are in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you can remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person will not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Where the bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date. Lastly, I need everyone to raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that any statements you make during this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God? Okay, let's begin on the ladies' side with Ms. Barber. Ms. Barber, ma'am, you're charged with one count of simple battery. Bond is going to be set at $4,000 for that offense, and one count of obstructing or hindering a law enforcement officer. Bond is going to be set at $2,000. So that's a total bond of $6,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
Okay, your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning. Courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back, ma'am. Miss Bernie? Ma'am, you've been charged with one count of simple assault. I've set the bond at $3,000 for that offense and one count of obstructing or hindering a law enforcement officer. Bond's going to be set at $2,000. So that's going to be a total bond of $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you will get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Yes.
Ms. Covington,
Yes, sir.
ma'am, you're charged with one count of battery. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. And one count of criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. So that's going to be a total bond of $8,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
No, sir.
Okay. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Clara Lovett. Do you
They left her
understand
at my apartment, Your Honor.
that? I'm sorry, ma'am.
They left her at my apartment, the police, Clayton County. She's there now,
Right.
but that's my apartment.
Did you allow her to live there?
No, that's why I called and they locked me up. Cause she hit herself and lied and said I did it. That's why I'm locked up.
Okay. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, as a judge, I cannot by law remove a person who is the alleged victim in a battery incident. So I have no control over that as it relates to her. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. I would encourage you to contact bonding companies to make arrangements and getting yourself out of jail.
Yes, sir. I won't go to court for any year.
Well, these conditions can be changed or modified, but it's going to have to go through the solicitor's office. And so they have their own ability to investigate the facts of what happened, because all I have is the information that is placed on the warrantless arrest affidavit by the officer.
Do you know what bonding company I need to call?
I believe there are 5 that are allowed to write bonds here in Clayton County. All you need to do is request a list
I
from.
got the list.
Okay. Contact either one of them. And I encourage people to contact all of them because they're all working for your, to generate business.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Okay.
Ms. Guzman?
Amen.
Are you Ms. Guzman?
Yeah, that's me.
Ma'am, you've been charged with one count of criminal trespass. I've set the bond at $1,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Chad Taylor. Do you understand that? I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. The date will get waived upon your bonding out and you will get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah, but if I can afford a bill,
I'm sorry.
what if I can't afford a bond?
Then your lawyer can work with the solicitor's office to have a different bond set. Currently, with the bond set at $1,000, you're going to be looking at paying about $100 to a bonding company. Okay. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't want a lawyer no more.
You said you do not want a lawyer anymore?
Right.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else, ma'am?
No, that's it.
Okay, you're free to go back. Miss Lehman
Yes,
or Lehman?
yes.
Ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. You're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. I've set the bond at $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
No, I'm gonna try to get a lawyer and wait on, I may set bond, right? I have to call family and all kinds of stuff, so I'm not sure about it.
Okay, so you're gonna hire your own lawyer?
Yes, I'm trying to see if I can get one appointed. If they have one.
So do you want me to make the determination as to whether you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, please.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Mary Hampton. Do you understand that?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
no.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Miss Moore? Ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault. This is a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $10,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes.
There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Miss Jones. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. Ms. Patterson?
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Patterson. Ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of simple battery. I've set the bond at $4,000 for that offense, and 1 count of criminal trespass. I've set the bond at $3,000. So that's a total bond of $7,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from an Anthony Cooper. Do you understand that?
Yes, does that mean that that's a restraining order, or I have to go to court for a restraining order?
It's not a restraining order. It's a stay away provision that's posted on your bond. If you were to violate this stay away provision by having contact with Mr. Cooper, it could lead to a felony charge of aggravated stalking. And there's no bond for an aggravated stalking charge.
Question, I've been living in my house for 2 years and he's been in and out for the last like month or so, 2 months. So what am I supposed to do about that? Do I not get to live in my house?
Currently, no. If that's where he is living, currently, no. I don't have any authority to remove an alleged victim from a residence, even if that person doesn't own the residence. Because if you allowed the person to live there, that was a decision that you made.
But do they live there though, if they come in and out, like, because there's no keys, there's no mail, you don't have anything there, nothing's there of you, only I'm there. So it's
Okay,
only like when you come in and out, you don't even have keys to my house or anything. And then he told the officers that he wanted to be escorted out. So I'm trying to figure out how does this work, because it's me and my 3 kids.
okay. So people make their lives complicated. Okay. I can't be the person that's at your home deciding how you live your life. Okay, that's a decision that you have to make. All I can do is tell you that this stay away provision is for the person, not a particular location. So if Mr. Cooper is not at your house, you're free to go to your house.
And they just
If-
let me know that I have a stay away, that he can't be present in my presence, or I can be in his presence.
No. And the reason we place a stay away provision on this is very simple. Whatever disagreement you had led to your being arrested. We don't want whatever that disagreement was that took place to flare itself up again this evening, because we just simply don't have the resources to keep having law enforcement come out to your place. Okay? So
I guess, sorry, Your Honor. I guess I'm just trying to ask, if he's not present and I go there, he still has a right to come in and I have to then leave?
I can't make a determination about that because I don't know your living arrangements.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I'm just, okay, yes.
Like, okay, so let me just try to say it as simply as I can. If you've allowed Mr. Cooper to move in and out of your house, that's a decision that you made. I don't know if he has established residence there. I don't, because I don't have that information. Because we try to stay out of people's lives, okay? Let grown people be grown people. When law enforcement is called in and judges have to get involved, you gotta set bright lines so that everybody understands. Because, and I don't live in the fantasy world. I know that when I set a stay away provision, people get back together that same night. And if that's what you choose to do with Mr. Cooper, that's fine until he decides he's gonna call the police on you, and then you get an aggravated stalking charge.
I'm just trying to protect myself. If I go home and he comes there because they said, oh, he can break in however he needs to if he's living or he's here. My question is, do I then call the police, and am I protected not to go back to jail because I'm in the residency and he's now come there? That's what I'm trying to get.
You most likely will go to jail. And the thing is, I can't provide you legal advice. I can provide a lawyer to you that you can ask these questions to a lawyer, and the lawyer can give you legal advice.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
And I
sir.
know that it sounds horrible, but I can't get in the middle of whatever situation is going on, and then also be a neutral and detached judge.
Okay.
Okay. So would you like for me to appoint a lawyer to represent you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will find that you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, and I will appoint a lawyer. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. But that date will get changed upon your bonding out. And the best advice I can give you, ma'am, is not to have someone living in your house unless there's a legal arrangement. Okay? Uh-oh, looks like you froze. Okay. Did you hear that from me, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Miss Willis?
Yeah,
Ma'am, you're charged with one count of simple assault. I've set the bond at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
no, I was gonna ask if I could respectfully request a signature bond because I have a job interview tomorrow.
Okay, I am gonna deny that request. There's gonna be a stay away provision on this bond, stay away from a Dejanique Allen. Do you understand that?
Yeah,
And ma'am, the reason I'm denying the request is because this is all about controlling your behavior based upon the allegation. And I just have a issue with adults not acting like adults. And so that's why I'm not gonna change or reduce or modify the bond amount. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah.
I'm gonna find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, thank you.
Okay, you're free to go back, ma'am. Miss Kane. Ma'am, you're here on what's called a fugitive from justice warrant. And what that simply means is that there's a warrant for your arrest out of another state. And in this instance, it looks like there's a warrant from the Bergen County Sheriff's Department in Hackensack, New Jersey for failure to appear. And they have indicated that they will extradite you. So you can demand to have a hearing. And this is generally called a habeas corpus hearing. And at that hearing, a judge in Clayton County will determine whether you are the person named in the warrant and whether the warrant exists for a new charge. If you request that hearing, it'll take place sometime between now and 90 days. I can't tell you when that'll happen, but it'll take place within that time period. And at that hearing, the judge is going to make the determination as to whether you are the person named in the warrant and whether the warrant actually exists. You can waive that hearing. And if you were to waive that hearing sometime within the next 30 days, the Bergen County Sheriff's Department would be responsible to come and pick you up and take you back to New Jersey. They get an additional 30 days if for whatever reason they call and say, hey, we couldn't make it during that time period. We're asking for an additional 30 days. They have the right to make that request. They may not get it, but they have the right to make that request. You also, and I encourage everyone who's in the position that you're in to hire a lawyer up in New Jersey to represent your interests, because you're going to need to have a lawyer anyway. And sometimes the lawyers are able to work out an arrangement in the requesting jurisdiction where they will grant you a bond. And if they call Clayton County and say, release her, we'll release you because we have no interest in your case at all. We're just holding you because that's our statutory duty. Have I made sense to you so far?
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to think about whether you want to request a hearing or waive the hearing?
I will waive it.
Okay, so the deputies will present you with the waiver forms and they'll send them over to me and I'll sign those forms and the clock will begin running today. But I would encourage you to go ahead and take the steps to hire a lawyer because I've seen where jurisdictions, especially with this pandemic time, they don't want to travel, so they may grant a bond and then the whole process is over for you. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Once you sign the waiver forms, you'll be free to go back.
Okay.
Okay, let's switch over to the male side with Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen, sir, you're charged with one count of aggravated assault. That's a felony offense. I've set the bond at $10,000 for that charge, and 2 counts of cruelty to children in 3rd degree. Those are misdemeanor offenses, and I've set a bond of $3,000 for each offense. So you're going to have a total bond of $16,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
How much? How much?
$16,000.
And like, how much will I have to come up with to get out?
Generally, it's about 10%. And I don't work for the bonding company, so you would have to call each one and ask them how much that they will charge you.
Okay.
There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond, a stay away from a Jada, I think it looks like Allen, AILEN. Do you understand that?
Sure.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 13th at 8:30 in the morning. Courtroom 201, that date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me? Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Bell. Okay, Mr. Bell, you have been charged with a number of serious offenses. You have 4 counts of aggravated stalking. I cannot set bond on those offenses at this time. You're charged with 1 count of simple battery, family violence. There's going to be a $3,000 bond. 1 count of obstructing or hindering an emergency telephone call. There's going to be a $2,000 bond. You're charged with 1 count of kidnapping. Bond is going to be denied at this stage. 1 count of aggravated assault by strangulation. Bond is going to be denied at this stage. 1 count of false imprisonment. Bond is going to be denied at this stage. Charged with 1 count of family violence battery. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. And 1 count of criminal trespass, damage to property. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, a stay away from a Shartina Adderley. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. You're going to have a bond hearing date set for December 17th at 8:30 in the morning. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I do, and you appointed a lawyer to me already. I've been trying to contact them because I've been having the police called on me when I was nowhere near her, and I haven't been able to get in contact with the lawyer. The lawyer hasn't been in contact with me either.
Okay. When I appointed, you said I appointed the lawyer to you?
Yes,
Was it a misdemeanor offense?
it was the same person. I haven't been around her. She'll call the police will call me. I say, I haven't been there. And they say, if you don't come here, we're going to give you warrants. So I've tried to call the lawyer. I've tried to call everybody.
So let me ask the question again. Was it a misdemeanor offense or do you know?
It was, I believe it was both.
You believe it was felony and misdemeanor
That's right.
charges? Okay, so you should be represented by someone in the public defender's office. And you said you've called the public defender's office and you've not been able to speak to anyone.
Multiple times.
Okay,
I've talked to the magistrate, public defender's office, the superior court. I've tried to talk to everybody.
okay, so the magistrate court, we would assign lawyers, okay? We don't run the public defender's office. We don't run Lister and Hope, which is the law firm that handles the misdemeanor offenses. So they're the people that you would have to reach out and make contact with. And if it's a felony offense, it's going to be with the Clayton County Public Defender's Office. Okay. You can also look the information up on their website.
Done that. We've been trying to contact them since I stood right here. And since I've been getting false police reports, I've been trying to contact.
Okay. Well, what I would encourage you to do is to make that phone call. I don't have the ability to look into what you are asking about right now. Give me 1 second. And your first name is spelled D-A-W-U-D?
Correct.
So what is showing is that you were bound over to Superior Court on aggravated assault charge on July 15th of 2021. And it says that you have a lawyer, Camille Reddick.
Right. Have not been able to contact. We tried, we didn't get contact back.
Okay.
Not working on one. Yeah.
So your case, it does not appear as though your case has been formally charged yet, but it is showing the Camille Reddick as your lawyer.
So, I don't believe she works for the county anymore. Can I get another lawyer appointed, please?
It has her listed as still working for the Clayton County Bar Public Defender's Office. So what you're going to have to do is go through the Clayton County Public Defender's Office, because I appoint the office and it's up to the local public defender to allocate the resources as to who is representing whom.
Well, since we have these new charges, will they be contacted again so I will possibly get a new lawyer?
To be honest with you, that's an internal decision that I don't have the ability to allocate their resources. So, and just so that you are aware, the way that the current state of the law is that you're entitled to have a lawyer represent you. You're not entitled to the lawyer of your choice. So you can always go and hire a lawyer, and that's the lawyer you have of your choice, but you're entitled to be represented. And all I can do is appoint the agency to represent you. Once your case gets assigned to a courtroom, that judge will be the person making the decision. Anything else, Mr. Bell?
When did you say my preliminary hearing was?
Currently, it's going to be set for December 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201.
Is it possible to get that earlier since I'm a single father?
So the dates that we're setting now are the earliest dates that we have available. So all I can do, sir, is I can point you in sort of the right direction. I hear what you're saying, as you believe that these charges are false. I cannot get involved with that at this stage. That's where a preliminary hearing comes into play, where people are called to testify. And as a judge, I can ask questions.
Any more questions? No, that's it.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Carter.
If you could, you could go on outside, I was watching for a while.
Mr. Carter, sir, you're charged with 1 count of forgery in the 2nd degree. This is a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $6,000. You're also charged with 1 count of theft by taking as a felony offense. Bond is also going to be set at $6,000. So you're going to have a total bond set at $12,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Sir, those charges are old. Those from the last time out there.
This warrant was obtained on Saturday.
On Saturday.
10:30 at 11:57 a.m. And it says that on 10:29 at Lake Harbin Road in Morrow, that the allegation is that you committed the offense of forgery in the 2nd degree with the intent to defraud, did knowingly make, alter, and or possess a certain writing other than a check to wit $2,742 in U.S. currency in a fictitious name in such a manner that the writing as made or altered purports to have been made by another person at another time with different provisions or by authority of one who did not give such authority. Said accused did have on his person his left front pants pocket found incident to arrest. So did you get arrested on October 29th?
Yes, sir.
And did they take money out of your pocket?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, it says the theft by taking is about a 2000 Ford Super Duty truck that you are alleged to have taken from an Eric Hernandez. And that was on 10/29/2021 at 6:44 p.m.
And we got me charged with forgery.
And theft by taking.
How am I charged with forgery and I haven't ever signed it?
Okay, Mr. Carter, give me 1 second.
Thank you.
All right, I need you to listen, okay?
Okay.
And I'm not reading this for you to agree. I'm reading this to inform you. It says on the date above at 18:37 hours, I responded to 6383 Childers Way, Morrow, Clayton County, Georgia, for a report of a vehicle that was just stolen. On my arrival, I spoke with the homeowner who stated that her friend's truck was stolen and her friend had jumped into the back of it as the perpetrator was driving off. The homeowner stated that they had went east on Lake Harbin Road. The homeowner did not know the make or model of the truck, only that it was black. I then began to search for the black truck, locating it on Lake Harbin Road at its intersection with Brookshire Road. The victim, Kevin Hernandez, was with the vehicle still. K. Hernandez stated that the suspect, identified as a black male, medium build, with a black hat, ran down Brookshire Road. As the officers arrived to assist the owner of the black truck, Eric Hernandez was in the area looking for the suspect. E. Hernandez at that time pointed out a black male, identifying him as the person who stole his truck. K. Hernandez confirmed that the subject, E. Hernandez located, was the suspect. At that time, officers apprehended the suspect, handcuffing him behind his back, checking the handcuffs for fit and double locking them. After handcuffing the suspect, he complained that the handcuffs were too tight. The handcuffs were reset and adjusted. Once the suspect was apprehended, the suspect was searched incident to arrest on his person. I located a Georgia identification card identifying him as Dioris Carter. Continuing to search Carter, $2,742 and counterfeit currency was located in Carter's left front pocket. Currency was checked and it did not have a watermark, a security strap, or any other anti-counterfeiting measures in place. The counterfeit money was seized and placed in an evidence bag in my patrol vehicle that only I had access to. Does that now refresh your memory?
So he's saying the counterfeit money belonged to him.
Okay, so the counterfeit money was alleged to have been removed from the front left pocket of a person identified as Dioris Carter.
Okay.
Is there anything else, Mr. Carter?
Nothing else, sir? No, sir. Discussion case. No, sir.
Okay, your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. If there's nothing else, Mr. Carter, you're free to go back.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Davis.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Sir, you're charged with one count of simple battery. I set the bond at $4,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Tonette Little. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to find that you qualify. Mr. Davis, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. If you don't have any other questions, sir, you're free to go back.
Have a good one, sir.
You too, Mr. Hall. Mr. Hall, sir, you're charged with one count of improper lane change. This bond is set by schedule, which means it's automatically set at $500. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, you're free to go back.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Head.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with one count of driving under influence of alcohol. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
How much do you earn per hour?
For hours, 20, almost 30 some dollars an hour.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
If I decide to get my own lawyer, would it be fine?
You will just notify the appointed lawyer that you're going to discharge them as your lawyer, and then you get to hire your own lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Jasmine. Sir, you're charged with one count of battery bond. It's going to be set at $5,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Tanisha Jasmine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
It appears that you're going to hire your own lawyer. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any, well, your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Jasmine?
No, sir.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Is it Laurier? Sir, you're charged with one count of theft by taking as a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $2,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Oh, they're not taking like where?
I'm sorry, sir.
Does it say like where did I steal from? It just say death by taking?
Yes. It says that the allegation is that you took $68 cash, the property of UPS store of the value of $1,500 or less, with the intent to deprive said owner of said property.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, sir? Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Mayberry. Sir, you're charged with one count of criminal trespass. I've set the bond at $1,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Reuben McLean. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Price.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with one count of simple assault. I set the bond at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Sinella Price. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Yes,
Mr. Slayton.
sir.
Sir, you're charged with one count of aggravated assault. That's a felony offense. I've set the bond at $10,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. It looks like the alleged victim is a person named Steve Pruitt. I'm going to place a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from Mr. Pruitt. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. But see, that's my parents' house, and they both passed away. And it's in probate court. And, you know, that's the only place I have to live.
So Mr. Pruitt, The question I have for you is this. What's to stop you from going back to that house this evening and for there to be another dispute?
Those, nothing. I won't do that.
The charge, the charge of aggravated assault, without seeing more, seemed a little bit punitive to me. But I wasn't there, the officer was there, so I'm gonna rely upon the officer's input. I'm not gonna place a stay away provision on this bond.
You're not,
I'm not. That means you can go back to the residence, but I'm telling you, sir,
yes, sir. This is a very bad situation.
yes, yes, and law enforcement does not have the time to basically referee arguments between adults, and somebody more than likely is going to go to jail if the police are called back out there. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Doesn't look like I have a form for you. You're going to hire your own lawyer?
No, sir, I'm disabled, and I'm on disability. I don't make any money.
Okay. So do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Please.
Okay, I'm gonna find that you qualify, Mr. Slayton. For some reason, your form has been misplaced, but I'll be able to put another form together. You said you're disabled.
Yes, sir, I'm on disability.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Slayton?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. White?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with one count of simple battery. I've set the bond at $3,000. Do you believe you can post that bond? There's going to be a stay away provision on your bond to stay away from a Jaleesa White. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for December 14th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir, please.
You do qualify, Mr. White. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
That's gonna be everybody on the calendar, Your Honor.